You say what? Oh, for Christ's sake. It's the VMX Show, Season 7.
Hey, everybody. Hey now. It's Negro VMX, and this is the VMX Show, Season 7, Episode 12. Last episode of the season. So there's that. Next week, instead of the VMX Show, you'll be seeing the season premiere of the Gamer's Encyclopedia, which I know a lot of you have been looking forward to greatly. We're going to start with your questions and comments. One thing that I forgot to do is post question of the week, so we won't be doing that. I completely forgot about that. I was going to do it, and then it slipped my mind. We'll get to the news, we'll get to the sales figures, and then we'll get the hell out of here. But let's see. Start with your questions and comments. Let's see what we have here. LV09X Music says, what are your thoughts on people who ask, what are your thoughts? Well, here's a question for you. What is wrong with your brain? Did you really... I'm sure that sounded really funny in your head, but once it got out of your head and into reality, it didn't work out so well. He also posts great show as always. Well, thanks. The Bizarre Cat posts, what are your thoughts on... motherfucker. I'm skipping that. Any question, what are your thoughts? What do you think of that? You know what? What do you care? Let's move on. Noah Coney. That's been marked as spam. I keep telling you guys to stop doing this. What do you think is better, dubstep or techno? Neither. They're both terrible. I don't know why you would ask me that. Seriously. I guess in a way techno, because techno is for douchebags, and dubstep is for horrible douchebags. So if you listen to techno, on a regular basis, you're a douche, but you're not a horrible douche. So, you could take solace in that fact, I suppose. Let's see. Future Gamer 24, do you think a Star Trek and Star Wars crossover will happen? No, never, ever. It doesn't even make sense because Star Trek is in the future and Star Wars is in the past. Star Trek is in this galaxy and Star Wars is in a galaxy far, far away. Stranger things have happened. They crossed over Star Trek with X-Men. But I think that was mainly for the comedy purposes, really. I don't know. I don't think Star Trek lends itself too well to crossovers. He also posts, lol, and I did beat Super Mario World for a Super NES when I was 4. I just used the skipping worlds trick my dad taught me. No, you didn't. When you were 4, you probably could barely hold a controller. Get out of here. Let's see, groin noise. Oh, no, this is, okay. This is a response. I keep telling you guys, stop responding to other people. The comments on VMX Show, it just post your questions and comments. Don't respond to other people. I'm supposed to respond to them. So never mind that. Let's see. Oh my god, it's a whole conversation. I keep telling people not to do this. Okay. Well, groin noise is asking me what does Necro VMX mean. I must have... Oh god, how many times do I have to tell the story? I'm not going to do it again, but... He does say something else here. Let's see. The internet is creepy. Talking to people you can't see like ghosts and using the keyboard as some kind of electronic Ouija board. Sometimes my mouse pointer moves by itself. Well, I could tell you, if your mouse pointer is moving by itself, you either have a virus or there's something wrong with the mouse and you need to replace it. No One Too Special posts 5 numbered questions. He said, hello, Nick. Question 1, do you ever add people from YouTube on your Xbox Live or your PSN? Not PSN because I don't have PlayStation 3. I do have a PSP, but I only use the PSN to just buy stuff on there. Xbox Live, yeah. Pretty much anybody who adds me on Xbox Live, I add them back and just leave it there unless they cause a problem. It's not a big deal to me. Question 2, Animal Crossing New Leaf, will you be getting it? No, I'm not a girl. I don't know why you asked me that. No, seriously, like Animal Crossing, really? Great and all, for the people that enjoy it, but it's sort of not a game, It's like playing The Sims. No. Question 3, what is the worst restaurant experience you've had, excluding crying infants? Okay, alright. There's a couple of stories that are popping into my mind, but I'll just tell you one. There used to be this place around here called Big Willie's, which was sort of a hybrid between a barbecue joint and sort of a New Orleans Cajun-style restaurant. And I never really ate there that often because the few times that I had eaten there, A, the food was not very good, and B, the place did not seem to me to be clean. It seemed to be very dirty in there. Like there was always a musty smell in there, and it was just, like it kind of smelled like stale beer and piss, Not a good thing when you're going to a restaurant. You don't really want it to smell like anything but perhaps, food, But anyway, my friend Brandon was over. This was years ago, because Big Willie's no more. It's gone. As a matter of fact, it closed, and then another restaurant opened in its place, and then that place closed, and now it's a Chinese restaurant, and it's actually pretty good. But anyway, back when it was Big Willie's, my friend Brandon was over, and he said to me, let's go out and eat, and where do you want to go? We'll figure it out. And well, he said, what about that place Big Willie's? We've never been there. And I was like, well, trust me, you don't want to eat there. And he's like, no, I want to try it. And I'm like, dude, it's not that good. But he was insistent that he wanted to try it. And so we went there, and I didn't want anything that was going to come out of their kitchen. So we were the only people in the restaurant. This was like about lunchtime, And it was about 1 p.m. And we're sitting there, and he ordered some kind of burger. And I was like, man, I gotta order the like something that they can't possibly fuck up. So I figured I'd order a turkey club sandwich, because you can't really fuck up a turkey club sandwich. You get, sliced turkey, some bacon, some bread, like lettuce and tomatoes, some mayo. You throw fries in the middle, cut it into quarters, toothpicks, you're done. Very hard to screw that up. So I ordered the turkey club sandwich, and I was very hungry at the time. And this is the only reason that I even took a bite out of it, because if I had just kind of like, if I wasn't super hungry, I have this thing where I sort of inspect food before I eat it when it's, prepared by somebody else, because I just want to see kind of what I'm getting into and what to expect. And I didn't do that. I just grabbed one of the pieces of the sandwich and I took a bite out of it. And that's unfortunate. And I only did that because I was very hungry. And it was so disgusting. The turkey had gone bad, I think, a long time ago. And I was gagging, I spit it out, I was like, oh my god. And then, like the smell hit me like 2 seconds later. It should have hit me first, but like I said, I was hungry and I just grabbed it. It was giving off such an offensive odor that there is no way that the waitress could have carried that plate to the table and not smelled it. So I'm pissed off about that. So the waitress, it was a bit hard to get to come over because she wasn't around, but I finally get her to come over, and I told her that the turkey had gone bad, and she was just kind of like, like there was no surprise on her face. Like it was kind of like, yeah, I knew that, it was just like how could you not care? Like usually in a restaurant, if you're a server and somebody has a complaint like that, like a really obvious thing that's really wrong with the food, like something like where it's rotten like that, you want to be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I don't know how this happened, She just didn't seem to care. And she was like, well, you want something else? And I'm like, and I looked at her, and I said, I'm going to be honest with you, I lost my appetite. No. So I just kind of sat there while my friend finished his burger, which he said was not that good anyway. And that as we're walking out of there, I said to him, now you understand why I said we shouldn't go there. And he said, yeah. I've had a couple of other bad experiences, but that's by far the worst. Let's see. Question 4. If and when Capcom gets their head out of their... What is this star? You don't want to type the word ass? What are you doing on my channel if you can't bring yourself to type the word ass? Like, seriously? That's what you meant, right? I mean, if you don't want to type the word ass, then say butt. All right? Say rear end. Say derriere for all I care. Don't type stars. That's such a dick move. But what Mega Man game should they make? I don't know. Whatever Mega Man game they want to make. They should make a bunch of Mega Man games. What is with these? I get some good questions and then I get some weird questions, and it's weird when they're from the same person. Final question. Has a game ever made you rage quit? Not completely well, okay. There have been games that I've completely stopped playing, but it's usually because they're just really bad or I just got bored with it or whatever. But like a rage quit is like where you're getting like really, really angry and you stop playing. But then I'll go back to it. God, it happened earlier. I was playing Call of Duty World at War, and there's this one part that is ridiculous. If anybody's played the game, it's the burn 'em out with the flamethrowers, and you're up against the Japanese army, and there's this one part that's just insane. And if you don't have a particular gun, I forget whether it's the Type 99 or the Type 100. I think it's the Type 100 because that's the better gun. But if you don't have that, the whole section is incredibly difficult. And I was just like, fuck it! And I stopped, and I actually took a nap, and I came back, and then I did it. And it was still very difficult, but yeah, alright. Let's see, Irish Talks. This has been marked as spam. I keep telling you people not to do that. Ever play Magic the Gathering? No. Definitely not. B-Boy187 Skills says, hey Necro, after seeing your copy of Bayonetta on your Xbox 360 collection video, I wanted to ask if you... I want to ask, is it so hard to type the word you, Y-O-U? Is it really difficult? Alright, anyway. I wanted to ask if you ever think Bayonetta 2 will get a multi-format release after the popularity of the original. Do you think Platinum Games / Sega is taking a huge risk with a popular game by making it a Wii U exclusive? Alright, this is idiotic. Alright. First off, Sega has nothing to do with it. Sega did not make the game. Sega published it. Nintendo's publishing it. That's why it's on the Wii U. Nobody else wanted to publish it. Okay, nobody else... the thing is, you call it a popular game, but it was not a popular game. Bayonetta was pretty much a failure. It was a commercial failure. Critically, it did really well, but it did not sell very many copies. It got released on 2 consoles. It didn't do that well. They wanted to make a Bayonetta sequel, and they couldn't find a publisher. Nintendo was the only one willing to make a publisher, willing to publish the game. So if it wasn't for Nintendo, there would be no Bayonetta 2. So, no, there will not be a multi-platform release because Platinum Games is in a partnership with Nintendo on that. Do I think they're taking a huge risk? No, I think Nintendo is taking a huge risk. That's what I think. Nintendo is taking a huge risk at publishing a sequel to a game that didn't sell that well. So there you have it. Alright, we're going to move on here. You guys can't actually tell because I paused the recording, but you probably heard the noise. I got a text message. I want to share this with you guys because it's pretty funny. I got up and went over to get my phone, and my friend Andrew, you might know him as Death Roll, the other guy in Zombie Sneak Attack, just sent me this text. I think it's funny. I just want to share this with you guys. He says, yo, butt poop, at party, so much chicken, it's gon' get ugly later. My reply is, your toilet weeps in fear. I just thought you guys might want to hear that. Moving on. The Game Rage 1 says, hey Necro, are you looking forward to the next Superman movie, Man of Steel? Oh, absolutely. I've talked about this in previous shows. I'm absolutely looking forward to that. As a matter of fact, the 2 movies that I was most looking forward to this year were Man of Steel and Star Trek Into Darkness. I saw Star Trek Into Darkness yesterday. It was quite good. You should check out my review of it if you haven't already. But Man of Steel, definitely looking forward to that. That is now the movie that I'm the most looking forward to. Juke Reindeer says, way back in the day I beat NES Contra repeatedly once without the code. Well, was it repeatedly or once? Like, your punctuation is a little weird, so I can't tell what you mean. And he says, don't think I could pull that off these days. You are addicted to commas, aren't you? By the way, the game's idea of getting harder is to exceed the CPU's ability to maintain X number of steady sprites on the screen at one time. What? Alright, moving on. He says, great show as always. My question, are you in favor of Xbox? Xbox. What am I talking about? I'm losing my mind. Are you in favor of YouTube's 500 character comments? I mean, does it force replies to get... Ugh. All right. Trying to go too fast here. Let's try this again. Great show as always. My question, are you in favor of YouTube's 500 character comments? I mean, it does force replies to get to the point, but, man, you are addicted to commas. It's annoying for longer comments that are trying to actually say something. Just wondering, I think he means wondering, after you mentioned a comment that had to reply to itself, all thanks to the limit rule, a trick I have to use all the time. Well, maybe if you cut down on the superfluous commas, you'd be fine. I'm all in favor of proper punctuation, but you are using way too many commas. As for the 500 characters is enough to say what you gotta say. If you have to say anything that exceeds 500 characters, you're saying way too much, and you should probably just take it to private message at that point. Hi Elvin Gamer says, you do a better job explaining superhero battles than a lot of people. I'm reluctantly starting to think Thor would win. On an unrelated note, have you heard anything at all about Dragon Quest X coming to the United States? No, I haven't heard anything about it, and it probably won't come to the United States, and I don't really care because it's an MMO and I don't want to play it. Uber McPhailsaw said, if it existed, would you play an ActRaiser Dark Cloud crossover? Well, why would they do that? That's such a stupid idea. ActRaiser and Dark Cloud? Really? I guess I would play anything to do with ActRaiser. But why not just do another ActRaiser game or another Dark Cloud game? It's just... Where do you come up with these ideas? I don't know, man. Alright, let's see. Ethan Green says, do you like David Bowie's music, and what period of his do you think is his best, and do you like his new album? Well, this is kind of like an irritating thing that people do. What if I don't like? I mean, I do kind of like David Bowie, but if the answer is no, then what is the point of the other two questions? David Bowie is good, but I don't have his albums. It's just like one of those things where if he comes on the radio, then that's great, but I'm going to move on here. He says, also, another comment, Spider-Man on the PS1 by Necrosoft, the tie-in with the TV show, I love that game. I didn't have a memory card, so all my costumes were gone, but I still beat it every year. Love that game. What does that have to do with anything? What are you talking about? And that wasn't a tie-in with the TV show, either. Let's see. Sponge the Kid says, have you ever met Tanya in real life? No, actually. She lives in Massachusetts, so no. Q306005... I'm sure there's a story behind that. It says, I almost ruined the question of the week because I only ever played and beat games on my Genesis using Game Genie, but because that's cheating, I don't count it as really beating it. So I just put the first PlayStation game that I remember legitimately beating. Okay, that's fair enough. Evo001 Writer said, have you ever been involved with charity? See, that's an interesting wording it. I've donated to charity in the past. I don't think I've been involved with charity. Let's see. S-Serpent21 says, Dear Necro, are you excited to see the new Ninja Turtles movie that is being made? I think it's cool that Danny Woodburn is playing Splinter. He was a big figure in the Watchmen movie, but was let down to see Megan Fox as April. My opinion, I can't stand her. Thank you and have a great day. Yeah, the only thing enjoyable about Megan Fox is that she's hot. That's the only thing enjoyable about her. It's funny because, Michael Bay's doing this, and, I guess she got over the whole, oh, Michael Bay's a Nazi, I hate him, oh, he's such a jerk. And now she's beaten in the Ninja Turtles movie. I think she's completely wrong for that role, but whatever. I will see it. I just don't know that I'm gonna enjoy her all that much, but, yeah, I am semi-excited to see it. XDialga361445X says, do you have any interest in playing any Shin Megami Tensei or Megami Tensei games in the series on your channel? Not on the channel, no. Alex Shannon says, NOE censor, I think you mean Nintendo of Europe, censored an anime girl's bikini with Crom's cloak. I think it was stateside as well or something. It was the summer DLC beach thing as far as I know. I know it has to be accounts, but having 18 accounts... Alright, I'm gonna move on here. Who cares? What, you really wanted to see this chick's bikini? And as for the accounts thing, you missed the point. Okay, you've missed the point by a wide margin. The Moogle Master, will you ever do another video with Julie? Maybe. Umar Failsauce, do you prefer Mayhem with Necro Butcher or with Count Grishnak? Oh, well, I never really gave it that much thought, but I do like the older stuff, so I would say, I guess, count Grishnak. TJax HD says, "Hey Necro, my question is, have you ever had a video reach 1 million views? If not, what's the highest views you ever got in a video?" Well, I don't know why you ask me this when you can just look at my channel. I've definitely not had anything that reached 1 million views. But let's see. I'm going to go to my videos. I mean, you could hit browse videos. This is very simple. And then you hit view by most popular. Why do you have to ask that? The Tom and Jerry video, actually, it's at over 500,000, so I think that'll hit it one day. Tom and Jerry and the Super NES, that video is inexplicably popular. It's 586,409 views as of right this second. I'm looking at it. So, hey, maybe one day, but, there you have it. Let's see. Space Godzilla 1231 is an idiot, so we're not going to be reading anything by him. Out of Saliva, or L5, or is it Salival? I don't know. Your little rant on people's opinions reminded me of a Daniel Tosh joke. Dave Matthews Band sucks. If that upsets anybody in here, you're the problem in our country. Because somebody had a difference of opinion than you felt personally attacked instead of focusing on a bigger issue. Why do you listen to shitty music? I never watched his show, so I really don't know much about Daniel Tosh, but that sounds about right to me. He also says, anyways, I seem to remember you liking comics. Could you give me recommendations for my next read? I loved Watchmen's story, but I don't usually like superheroes. I also just finished The Walking Dead Book 1, and I wasn't ever impressed with the story or art style. Thanks. Well, I mainly read superheroes, so I don't know what I could tell you there. And Slayer Darth says, what criteria do you use when making a judgment on a game? He has more, but I'm just going to answer that. How fun is it? How much fun do I have playing it? That's the criteria pretty much anyone should use when judging a game. I mean, I've heard some pretty ridiculous arguments, and really what it comes down to is how fun is it. He says, also, I will rephrase my previous question. No, you won't. I'm not... If I refuse to answer a question, don't rephrase it. Just think of something else to ask. But anyway, that's the questions and comments for this week. I would go and do question of the week, but I forgot to do that. So let's go into the news. Now, one thing that I wanted to talk about that a lot of people have been asking me about is the whole thing with Nintendo and the LPs, because I've gotten a lot of people, especially since I do happen to be LPing New Super Mario Brothers right now, and people have been asking, oh my god, do you know that the Nintendo is trying to block LPs? No, it's not true. It's amazing to me that people could read an article and simultaneously not read it. I don't know if it's that they read it and then they don't understand it, or they only read the headline and they don't bother to read the rest of it. But really, you gotta actually read it. Nintendo's not trying to block anything. What Nintendo is doing is they've become a YouTube partner, which means that they are able to gain revenue off of YouTube videos. Much like I am a YouTube partner. Oh, let's see. Andrew has just texted me again. Song title. Which part? Oh, probably The Toilet, Weeping in Fear. Okay. Well, I guess that would make a good song title. But anyway, here's the thing about this. I'm a YouTube partner, which was what allows me to make money off of the YouTube videos. Nintendo has become a YouTube partner, so they can make money off of the YouTube videos. Now, if somebody was to take one of my videos, to steal it, and upload it, I have a couple of different options. Or if they were even to use a part of one of my videos and upload it, I would have a few options. I could have it taken down. Or what I could do is I could use the Content ID system. And what that would mean is that if somebody were to take, let's say, the Tom and Jerry video that I put up, and because it was a very popular video, and they put it up, and then they tried to monetize it, or maybe even if they didn't, what I could do is I could say, well, that is my content, and I can put my own ad on their video. That way, I would be making money off of the video that they put up, which actually includes my content. And that's what Nintendo has done, and they've only done it with certain games. They've done it with New Super Mario Bros. 2, Mario Kart 7, New Super Mario Bros. U, and Super Mario 3D Land. And those 4 games, there might be others, but those are the 4 that have definitely been identified if you put up footage of it or audio from it, Nintendo will claim it. Your video won't be taken down, you don't get in trouble, but it will be monetized to them. They will make money off it. Now, this is not something that I'm for, and I'll tell you why. Now, there's a big difference between stealing somebody's video and doing an LP of somebody's video game. And basically, if somebody was to take my video and upload it, that's theft, because they're taking something that I created and they're putting it on their channel. But with video games, it's a little bit different, because the amount of money that the video generates is based on how popular the video is. And how popular the video is going to be based on certain factors. Now, with an LP, and by the way, I only consider something to be an LP if it has commentary. If it doesn't have commentary, I do not consider it to be an LP, and YouTube actually agrees with me on this. But once you add commentary to it, you've created what is known as a derivative work, and it is a part of fair use. Now, that is why if Nintendo tried to have the videos taken down, they would be in the wrong 100%. Can they monetize it? Legally, I believe that it's sort of a gray area, but I think that they probably can. Should they? No, and here's why. Because the biggest factor in how popular an LP is the person playing it. Their commentary is going to decide whether or not people find the video to be entertaining or obnoxious. And if you have, let's say, a video that Nintendo put up of New Super Mario Bros. U, and then a video that Joe Schlomo puts up of New Super Mario Bros. U. If Joe Schlomo's video becomes popular because Joe Schlomo is the funniest motherfucker in the world, and he does like all the voices of all the characters, and it's really funny and people like it, then basically Nintendo would be making money that should belong to him, because he earned it by virtue of doing an entertaining video. If it's a video that he's just playing it and there's no commentary and it's basically just that, then I could kind of see them saying, alright, you shouldn't be able to monetize that, we're going to monetize that. So, obviously there's been some backlash to this. Some of the backlash is justified, but a lot of it is not justified, because a lot of it is sort of a knee-jerk reaction that Nintendo's doing the same thing that Sega did last year. And people are saying they're trying to own everything and they're trying to block everything, and that's not true. They're not blocking anything. So I did want to clear that up somewhat. There is no danger in doing LPs of these games. The only danger is that if you're a partner, you may not be able to monetize it. You may not be able to make money off of it. Now, I did 16 videos so far of New Super Mario Bros. And so far, all of them, except for one, have been monetized with no problem. Usually instantly. And I mean monetized to me, where I've been making money off of it. The one that got hit with this was the New Super Mario Bros. Part 8 video. Now this one is interesting because this was before I'd even heard about this, so I didn't understand what was going on until the news came out about this. But that one, because there is a song that plays in it, I guess, at about 34 seconds in, that is also in New Super Mario Bros. 2, they said, well, that's, content from New Super Mario Bros. 2. And I was like, well, I could fight that, but what's the point? All the other videos, no problem. But, not a big deal. But a lot of people have been kind of panicking about this. It's not something worth panicking over. I don't think Nintendo should be doing this. Or if they want to do it, I think they need to be doing it more selectively. I think they need to be doing it... I don't think they should do it at all, actually. I think that, even though they have the right to, they should exercise better judgment. But that's me. Nintendo, great company, but they don't always have the best judgment. Let's see. Okay, now one big thing to talk about is this is the last episode of the season, but we do have something major coming up. It's currently Saturday the 18th as I'm recording this, but Monday the 21st is a big, big day for video gaming because there is going to be the Xbox announcement, a new generation revealed May 21st. I may do some sort of special to talk about, what is the new Xbox. But I do have something to talk about here. Here is the business chief of staff, Aaron Greenberg of Microsoft Interactive Entertainment, and he's talking about the new Xbox reveal that is happening on Monday. And this is what he says. We're really going to tell one story across two events. So we're going to start on the 21st, and really that's about revealing the next Xbox platform. Really our vision for the future of games, the future of entertainment. We definitely have a lot of surprises planned. Then he said, people are going to get a great inside look at really he keeps saying really a lot. Okay. People are going to get a great inside look at really the making of the new platform and the team that's brought it to life. I mean, to be honest, it's really about the team, the people here. That's why we're inviting people to campus. We're going to bring them behind the scenes a little bit. We've never done this before, so it's really exciting to be able to do that, but I think it's a lot of laying the foundation, probably the best way to describe it, and then just a couple of weeks later, we go to E3. He says E3 is all about the games. At E3, I mean, if you're a gamer, it's going to be tons of exclusives, world premieres, and obviously, even beyond that, we have a lot to share between then and this holiday. So this is happening at Microsoft's Redmond campus in Washington State. If you want to view it online, most major gaming websites are going to have streams. So check that out. That is happening at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you might want to check that out. And I might be talking about that. I might do some sort of quick special about that. Final Fantasy news, and this is really bizarre. Of all the games to do an HD re-release of, Final Fantasy VIII is being released for PC with HD visuals in Japan. Not sure what's happening in America, but really, Final Fantasy VIII? They did it with 7, the PC Steam version, so I don't know. I just, really, that's the one you pick? Okay, whatever. I just figured I'd mention that, but that is happening. Okay, now there has been a new Nintendo Direct, so I do have a lot of Nintendo news, so let me talk about that. Let's see, Nintendo Direct. Alright, here it is. Okay, so one big thing is that Nintendo was having a new partnership with Sega, and apparently people kind of knew about this already, that there was some leaks of trademarks and everything for a game that's called Sonic Lost Worlds. Well, apparently, it's actually Sonic Lost World, and this is a new Sonic game that's coming exclusively for the Wii U and 3DS, and it comes from a partnership between Nintendo and Sega, where Sega will be releasing several Sonic games exclusively to Nintendo consoles. The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons will both be coming to the eShop. You already knew about this, but they will be discounted for $5 for the first 3 weeks after launch of the Nintendo on the Nintendo eShop, which is happening on May 30th. So you want to pick those up early. They'll be $5 a pop. Mario and Sonic will be coming together again for Mario and Sonic at the Sochi 2014 Olympic Winter Games. This is happening for the Wii U and 3DS. I saw screenshots. It looks like crap, I mean, it's another one of these games. But if this is the kind of thing you're into, that's what's happening. I talked about Super Luigi U a few weeks ago. Super Luigi U was downloadable content coming out for New Super Mario Bros. U, but apparently it also will be a standalone project. You will be able to buy a boxed copy of Super Luigi U, which will allow you to play the full game without having to own New Super Mario Bros. U. So basically, it is a separate game that is also a downloadable title. So it is not really an add-on. The DLC will be $20, the standalone will be $30. And I've seen it, and basically it's, more levels. Luigi's the main character. You got Blue Toad and Yellow Toad, the fourth character. is some creepy-looking motherfucker that I've never seen before. It's called Nabbit. Oh, okay, yeah. Nabbit is the creature that chased you in New Super Mario Bros. U. He is a playable character. He'll be available in multiplayer games as an easier alternative to Luigi and the Toads. He won't take damage when he touches enemy, but to balance that, he won't be able to use power-ups. Okay. So there you go. And this is all new levels and everything, so there's that, too. Okay, there are a bunch of new games coming to Virtual Console, and one of the biggest thing that's happening here is a lot of Game Gear games are going to be coming to Virtual Console. So if you're looking for those exciting Game Gear games, here's a list of Game Gear games that are coming to the 3DS on the Virtual Console series. Columns, Crystal Warriors, Defenders of Oasis, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, G-Lock Air Battles, Shining Force 2, The Sword of Hadja, Sonic Blast, Sonic Drift 2, Sonic Labyrinth, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Tails Adventures, and Vampire Master of Darkness will all be available on the 3DS. So there is that. The Wonderful 101, coming to the Wii U, has a release date September 15th in North America. Europe is getting it on August 23rd. So there you have that. Now, E3, Nintendo will be at E3. They're not holding a big press conference, but they will be there. But they will have demo sessions of unreleased Wii U games. You'll be able to play them at Best Buy. We don't know what the specific locations will be, but this will be happening around June 9th. So, yeah, if you go to Best Buy around that time, you will be able to play demos of Wii U games that are coming out. That's for people who can't make it to E3. So, there you go. That's interesting. Okay, let's see. What else do I got here? Oh, okay, there are other eShop games coming out other than all that Game Gear stuff, so let me talk about those. The Wii U will be getting Super Metroid, Resident Evil Revelations, and Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. Super Metroid will be available actually initially for 30 cents. Resident Evil Revelations, I don't know the price, but that's coming out on the 21st, and Lego Batman 2 also on the 21st. The 3DS eShop will be getting Mega Man 5, Swords and Soldiers 3D, The Starship Damri, Bowling Bonanza 3D, Dress to Play Magic Bubbles, and Harvest Moon. The Wii will be getting King of Fighters 99, and DSiWare will be getting California Super Sports. So that's all Nintendo downloading stuff to get. There is a new trailer out there for the new Batman game, Batman Arkham Origins, showing Batman facing off against Deathstroke. It is not actual gameplay, it is a cutscene, but still got me excited. Batman Arkham Asylum and Batman Arkham City were great games. This one has a different developer, as I talked about last week, but, you know, I hope it lives up to the first two. Big news coming out of EA, they have ended the Online Pass program. Now, if you're not familiar with the Online Pass, basically, the Online Pass is basically a catch-all for DLC. Basically, if you got an Online Pass for a game, all the DLC you'll get it automatically for a set price. People didn't necessarily like the idea of Online Passes. They didn't respond to the format, as what EA said. They've had a backlash against it, so what they've decided to do is they're not going to do it anymore. Now, if you have online passes for EA games, you're not going to be affected. Basically, what they're going to do is they're going to discontinue having online passes for new EA games coming out, but if you have an online pass, it's still going to be active for whatever game you have, so don't worry about that. Microsoft also I talked about this in the past that they were probably going to do this, but it is official. They will no longer be using Microsoft points in the future. So this next Xbox, it's going to be money, like PlayStation does and like Nintendo now does. So there you have it. My final news story has to do with, I did talk about this actually last season, back when PSN went down for a long time. It was due to hackers. Well, one of the hackers was a kid from Ohio, a 23-year-old guy named Todd M. Miller, and he was just recently sentenced. He got a year of house arrest for destruction of evidence and obstructing a federal investigation into the hacker-led PlayStation Network breach. So, yeah, he was a member of a hacking clan known as K-Cuff, and he organized, the group organized an attack on PSN, which compromised user data. There was also the other hack that happened in 2011. This one happened in 2008. That one was, I think Anonymous did that one, but, and there are still arrests and trials and things going on there. Todd M. Miller, he got sentenced to, you might think, oh, that's not that bad, a year of house arrest. That was just for destruction of evidence and obstructing a federal investigation. He still also has the actual hacking. So, he got 3 years of probation and a year of house arrest, but he still could face a lot of other things. Also, the judge, this is interesting, the judge told him that he has to obtain a high school equivalence certificate as part of his sentencing, which I think is a good idea. Although if he's smart enough to go hacking into things, he could probably apply that to something that's actually useful. I don't really see the point of the hacking, but there you have it. So that's it for the news. That's, I just got another comment on last week's show, and, this person, Lineback2929, just posted now, "Is your dad playing poker with the devil in hell?" What the hell kind of stupid question is that? What is wrong with you? I don't even know if that's like a reference to something. Like, is that like what are you talking about? That's retarded. Anyway, that's it for questions and comments. Again. And the news. So we'll get to the sales figures and also, actually releases first, then sales figures. Since it is going to be it's going to be a couple of months before the show returns, at least 5 months before the next season. So we're going to talk about what games are coming out, we'll say, for the rest of the year. Now, these are not all the games that are coming out. Some of the release dates may change, some games may get canceled, other games will be added, but this is what I have available right now. So we know what's coming out through the rest of May, because I talked about that previously, but let's talk about June. So this is what's coming out that we know of in June. June 4th, we'll see the release of EVE Online Odyssey for Windows, Marvel Heroes for Windows and Mac, and Remember Me for Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. June 9th, we'll see the release of Animal Crossing New Leaf for the 3DS. June 11th, we'll see the release of Dark for Xbox 360 and SimCity for the Mac. June 12th, we'll see the release of Rugby Challenge 2 for Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. June 14th, Dark will be coming to Windows, and The Last of Us will be coming to PlayStation 3. June 21st, we'll see the release of Ashes Cricket 2013 for Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. Sure that'll sell to all the people in Manchester. I'm not sure about anywhere else. June 23rd, we'll see the release of Game & Wario for the Wii U. June 25th, Company of Heroes will be coming to Windows. Deadpool will be coming to Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. Muramasa Rebirth will be coming to the Vita. Project X Zone will be coming to the 3DS. And Ride to Hell Retribution will be coming to Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. June 26th, Shadowrun Returns will be coming to Windows, Mac, Linux, and iOS devices. June 28th, The Sims 3 Island Paradise will be coming to Windows and Mac. Dungeons & Dragons Chronicles of Mystara will be coming to Xbox Live, PlayStation Network, Windows, and Wii U. And State of Decay will be coming to Xbox Live Arcade. In July, July 9th, Civilization 5 Brave New World will be coming to Windows and Mac. I'll be picking that up. NCAA Football 14 will be coming out for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. July 16th, we'll see the release of Dynasty Warriors 8 for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Shin Megami Tensei 4 will be coming to the 3DS. Time and Eternity will be coming to PlayStation 3. And Turbo Super Stunt Squad will be coming to Wii U, Wii, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, 3DS, and DS. On July 23rd, The Smurfs 2 will be coming to Wii U, Wii, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, 3DS, and DS. And, on the 30th, Deadfall Adventures will be coming to Windows and Xbox 360. And also on July 30th, Sir, You Are Being Hunted will be coming to Windows, Mac, and Linux. Here are the releases that I know of for August. Pikmin 3 for the Wii U is coming out on the 4th. On the 6th, we'll see the release of Disney Planes for Wii U, Wii, 3DS, and DS. Dragon's Crown will be coming to PlayStation 3 and the Vita, and Tales of Xillia will be coming to the PlayStation 3. On August 11th, Mario and Luigi Dream Team will be hitting the 3DS. On August 18th, Disney Infinity will be hitting the Wii U, Wii, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Windows, and 3DS. On the 20th, Saints Row 4 will be coming to Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. The Bureau XCOM Declassified will be coming to Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. And Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist will be coming to Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Wii U. On August 27th, Lost Planet 3 will be coming to Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. And Madden NFL 25 will be coming to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. 25? Should it be 13? Now we're at 25? So they've changed the numbering, I guess. I don't know. I don't follow these things. But alright. August 30th, we'll see the release of War for the Overworld for Windows, Mac, and Linux, and Payday 2 for Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. In September, on the 3rd, Rayman Legends will be hitting PlayStation 3, Wii U, and Xbox 360. Total War Rome 2 will be hitting Windows. On the 10th, Killzone Mercenary will be hitting the Vita. Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 Remix will be hitting PlayStation 3. NHL 14 will be coming to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Puppeteer will be coming to PlayStation 3, and Young Justice Legacy will be coming to PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Wii U, Windows, and 3DS. On September 15th, I already mentioned this, but here it is again, The Wonderful 101 will be coming to the Wii U. On September 17th, Grand Theft Auto 5 will be coming to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. On September 18th, Broken Sword, The Serpent's Curse will be coming to Windows, Mac, Linux, and iOS devices. FIFA 14 will be coming to Windows, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3. And Might and Magic X Legacy, or that might be 10, actually. Yeah, that's 10, isn't it? That's Windows. In October 8th, we'll see the release of Beyond Two Souls for PlayStation 3. The 22nd, we'll see the release of Tearaway for Vita. The 25th, Batman Arkham Origins will be coming to Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Wii U. On the 29th, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag will be coming to Windows, PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and Wii U. Battlefield 4 will be coming to Windows, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3. And WWE 2K14 will be coming to PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. And on the 29th as well, Pokemon X and Y version will be coming to the 3DS. Only 3 games I know about in November. Call of Duty Ghosts on the 5th will be coming out Windows, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Wii U. Watch Dogs on the 19th for Windows, Wii U, 360, and PlayStation 3. That's also coming for PlayStation 4. I know that, it's just not written here. And Wasteland 2 will be coming to Mac, Windows, and Linux on the 19th as well. And the only game that I know of for sure coming out in December is on the 3rd, Dead State will be hitting Windows. There are a lot of games that are coming out supposedly this year, but don't have a pinned-down release date, and they are Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, Among the Sleep, Angry Birds Trilogy, that would be the Wii and Wii U versions, Arma 3, Big Ant Cricket, Broken Age, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, Carmageddon Reincarnation, can't believe they're bringing that back, Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse HD Remake, Castlevania Lords of Shadows 2, Command & Conquer, The Dark Eye Demonicon, Dementium 2, Devil's Third, Disgaea D2 A Brighter Darkness, Dragon Age 3 Inquisition, DuckTales Remastered, Earth Defense Force 2025, Edge of Twilight, The Elder Scrolls Online, Europa Universalis 4, Fortnite, God Eater 2, Gran Turismo 6, Hellraid, Jade Jensen's Moebius, Just Dance 5, Killer is Dead, Killzone Shadows Fall, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13, Mario and Sonic at the Sochi Winter Games, I mentioned that one earlier, Mario Golf World Tour, Mars War Logs, MechWarrior Online, Medieval Mayor, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, One Piece Pirate Warriors 2, Ong Bak Tri, Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventures, Path of Exile, Phantasy Star Online 2, I think that's already out in Japan, Planetary Annihilation, Pro Evolution Soccer 2014, Rain, Rambo the Video Game, Ratchet & Clank Full Frontal Assault, Roller Coaster Tycoon, I guess that's a remake, Scribblenauts Unmasked, Sacred 3, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, Shovel Knight, Skylander Swap Force, Smite, South Park The Stick of Truth. Of course, that one was originally supposed to come out this month, and now it's sort of up in the air if it's even going to come out at all, so we'll see what happens with that one. Spelunky, that's the PlayStation version, Starbound, State of Decay, Stealth Inc., A Clone in the Dark, Servarium, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, Terraria, that would be the Vita version, The Banner Saga, The Guided Fate Paradox, The Walking Dead Season 2, The Wolf Among Us, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Patriots, Until Dawn, We Fit You, Wolfenstein The New Order, X Rebirth, and Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. So those are a list of games that we know are supposed to come out sometime this month, but, you know, we don't really know the exact date, or even if we're sure are definitely coming out. Some of those might get pushed to next year. Some of them might be canceled. South Park, I'm kind of looking in your direction. We'll see what happens. I am looking forward to that South Park game. I hope it does come out. Anyway, let's get to the sales figures. So here are the top, we're going to start with Japan, and we're going to start with software. The top 10 best-selling games that came out in Japan for the week ending in May 12th. The number one big one was Tomodachi Collection Shin Seikatsu. Yeah. That's Friend Collection New Life is what we would know it as. It's on the 3DS. It sold 103,410 copies. Luigi's Mansion 2, we know it as Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the 3DS. That sold 30,151 copies. Animal Crossing Jump Out, we know it as Animal Crossing New Leaf. That's also on the 3DS. That sold 24,556 copies. Dragon's Dogma on PlayStation 3 sold 14,333 copies. Dragon Ball Heroes Ultimate Mission on the 3DS, 7,416 copies. Tomb Raider on PlayStation 3, 5,727 copies. Naruto Shippuden Narutamete Storm 3. That's on PlayStation 3, 5,349 copies. New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS, 5,342 copies. Tosochu Shiju Saikyo no Hunter Tachi Kara Nigakare. That's on the 3DS and it sold 4,912 copies, and that's Taiko no Tatsujin Wii Super Deluxe Edition on the Wii, 4,234 copies. In Europe, the top-selling game was Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon on the 3DS, 21,531 copies. Lego City Undercover The Chase Begins for 3DS, 17,803 copies. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for PlayStation 3, 17,069 copies. Dead Island Riptide on the Xbox 360, 16,243 copies. FIFA 13 on PlayStation 3, 14,428 copies. Assassin's Creed 3 on the PlayStation 3, 13,063 copies. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 for Xbox 360, 12,499 copies. The Walking Dead, a Telltale Game series for PlayStation 3, 11,912 copies. Assassin's Creed 3 for Xbox 360, 10,363 copies. And Fire Emblem Awakening for the 3DS, 10,357 copies. In the United States, Lego City Undercover The Chase Begins was the number one seller. That's for the 3DS, 35,695 copies. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon for the 3DS, 35,289 copies. Dead Island Riptide for the Xbox 360, 26,875 copies. Injustice Gods Among Us for Xbox 360, 23,703 copies. Call of Duty Black Ops 2 on Xbox 360, 17,044 copies. NBA 2K13 for Xbox 360, 15,899 copies. Halo 4 for Xbox 360, 14,506 copies. Dead Island Riptide for PlayStation 3, 13,679 copies. Connected Ventures for Xbox 360, 13,568 copies. And New Super Mario Bros. 2 for the 3DS, 12,777 copies. So globally, the big seller was that Tomodachi Collection, Luigi's Mansion shortly after that, Lego City Undercover, Dead Island Riptide, Injustice. Actually, above Injustice would be Call of Duty Black Ops 2. That would actually be the third best-selling game. It's just split among several systems. New Super Mario Bros. 2, Dragon's Dogma, and Dead Island Riptide. For hardware, in Japan, the top-selling console was the 3DS. 48,641 of those sold. The PlayStation 3, 12,585 sold. PlayStation Vita, 12,457 sold. The Wii U, 7,285 sold. PSP, 6,382 sold. The Wii, 1,329 sold. The Xbox 360, 391 sold. And somehow they found 56 people in Japan who don't have a DS. So they sold 56 DSs, which is amazing to me at this point in time. I say that every week, though. I'm just waiting for the DS to drop off. It's old at this point. Who in Japan doesn't have a DS? What is the deal with that? In Europe, the big selling console was PlayStation 3. 52,953 of those sold. The 3DS, 37,918 sold. The Xbox 360, 35,902 sold. The PlayStation Portable, 21,268 sold. The Wii, 12,329 sold. It's curious. The Vita, 9,083 sold. The Wii U, 6,837 sold. And the DS, 1,353 sold. In America, the top-selling console by a smidge, the Xbox 360, 49,054 sold. The 3DS, 44,207 sold. The PlayStation 3, 34,208 sold. The DS, wow, the DS really saw a shot in the arm in America. 14,489 sold. It's kind of a shock there. The Wii, 13,874 sold. The Wii U, 10,649 sold. The Vita, 5,973 sold. And the PSP, 2,150 sold. So, globally, overall, the 3DS was the big winner, followed by PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, PSP, Vita, Wii, Wii U, and DS. So, there you have it. That's the show, and that's the season. I will see you guys next week, where we will start off the Gamer's Encyclopedia. I know a lot of you are really jerking your gherkins looking forward to that, so, I can't possibly live up to the hype at this point, but we'll, I'll do my best. So, VMX out. See you next week, and see you next season on the VMX show.